My name is Cardell Kerr, and I'm the creative director for Infinite Crisis. Basically, that means that I'm in charge of the ideas and the execution of pretty much anything design-wise that you'll see. Infinite Crisis is a battle arena that you take the role of any character, in this case, any DC character, either from Earth Prime or from these other alternate versions of Earth, and you pit them in battle against one another. Really, right now, we're focusing mostly on Nightmare Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, and you're also going to see an up-and-coming release soon that I believe will be no surprise to anyone, but probably it's been a bit long overdue. When we look at our characters in general, we try to make sure that every time we manifest them in the game, they are capable of making you feel a certain way. I think we're going to keep iterating on them until we really have captured how that's supposed to be. So like Nightmare Batman, an example which I use a lot, because he is the perfect example of the ultimate predator. In many ways, Batman was supposed to be the best detective ever, and he's also a very strong force in shadows. Nightmare Batman, not so much on the detective, much more on the murdering people in the dark. And really, each time we make a character, we try to focus on that, so we'll just keep working on that. Each time you make an alternate version of a character, they have a different core thing about them. So one of the examples we have right now is Green Lantern. Green Lantern, it's Hal Jordan, everyone's favorite space cowboy. Comes in, blast, no plan, no escape, but he doesn't really ever need it because he normally just incinerates people when he lands. Now, next to him, we'll have someone like his Arcane version, who's much more like a paladin-style character. We want him to be more of like the protector aspect. I mean, many of like they're guardians of the universe or the Green Lantern, that's what they're built around, but this version, this Arcane version, is much more of a protector than he is a cowboy-style shoot-'em-up. Right now we're working on 3 maps, all of which are 5v5. Currently, like featured right behind me is the Gotham Heights map, and that's one of those very much control point-driven maps where each team is trying to actually take control of each one of these specific points and deal with an occasional catastrophic event that may happen, fallen meteors and other craziness that superheroes are prone to do. Our second map, the one we just announced, is one that's called Coast City. Now, Coast City is something that is completely new to the MOBA space. It's driven by taking all of the things that we feel make our game unique and really just doubling down on them. We've actually found that each map generally tends to increase by about 10 minutes. So typically a Gotham Heights map can go anywhere from 15 minutes to 25 minutes, whereas Coast City we've seen is actually more along the lines of like 20 to 25 minutes all the way to maybe 35 minutes. Because Coast City actually has more of a traditional laning style phase combined with a lot of the crazy team fight objectives and this doomsday devices in the middle, which you ultimately can aim and use to destroy sections of the map and even the other team. We have a long history of online games. So in that sense, the community aspect is actually completely normal for us. I mean, we've always been about releasing a game and then continually working with it. However, this whole esports thing is pretty new for us. So thankfully, we actually have partnered up with MLG. They saw our game and we're like, oh, this is pretty awesome. How can we work together? And that's been great because we've been learning things from each other. I would say the most exciting thing about developing for me was it's Batman. I mean, let's be clear. I mean, we get to design our version of what makes Batman Batman. I pretty much love DC, so like after having played all those games, that's one thing. But sitting down and actually building something around this that is supposed to encompass every single DC hero, that's kind of awesome. Right now we're in closed beta, and we expect to probably go into open beta pretty soon. So we're trying to release by the end of the year.